Hey everyone, it's Arlyn of Awaken Spanda, and yes, I have a blue wig on today. I have been enjoying this wig so much the past couple of days that I thought I would wear it into the classroom today, and hopefully you guys can enjoy it as much as I have. But with that said, my name is Arlyn, and I am I'm a sound healer and a sound therapist, and so I get to work with really cool things like the metal singing bowl. And also these cool planetary chimes. This one in particular is a sidereal moon, but they have them for all different planets. So if there's one you resonate with a little more, that could possibly be the chime for you. We're going to utilize these bowls for our technique. But what we're going to do today is focus on using the breath and sound to bring ourselves to a more centered space, right? We're going to bring ourselves to a more neutral position emotionally. And why do we want to do that? Well, there's times in life where we get thrown off kilter. It's just part of life. Sometimes things just go way out of balance. And sometimes we get really emotional. And so this technique is for those times, and also just for times where you just want to practice coming to that space. Because like anything, when we practice something, it becomes like a muscle, and we get muscle memory, right? We get breath memory, and we learn how to breathe. So when things happen and things go awry, we know what to do. We just innately will go right into that calming, that centered space. And we can do that through utilizing things like our breath that moves the energy through our body, or using a tool like sound that's going to help entrain the brain waves super quick, so we're able to come to a very relaxed position quickly. So the whole reason how I even came up with this was for my nephew, actually, who is, I would say he's definitely a starseed. He's incredibly empathetic, a very sensitive child, and things were happening for a while a couple years ago with him, where he would just get when he would get upset, but when he would get upset, it would just go over the top. Like it just got so imbalanced that he didn't know how to control it. And so we worked together with the chime and with his breath to just remind him to breathe, to come to center. That he can come down off that crazy space we get in, right, when we're off center. And so with that said, let's start with this technique. We're going to walk through the breath first, and then we're going to add the sound. I'm going to do it here with you. And then maybe if you enjoy it, maybe mom or dad or somebody, or maybe you just have one already, but maybe you can get yourself one of these bowls to maybe have beside the bed or have in your room, so that when you do find yourself in stressful or overly emotional spaces, whether it's anger, whether it's frustration, sadness, any of those off kilter, maybe you're just super hyper, maybe maybe you're wilding out and you need to come back down, either way, this is to get you to that neutral center point. All right, so let's start with breathing into the belly, okay? So we're going to take our hand, whichever hand or both hands, and you're going to place it on your stomach. And I want you to feel what it feels like first. Breathe in through the nose, and as you breathe in, expand the belly out like a balloon. So try it a couple times. Let's just practice expanding the belly out. And once you got that, on the exhale now, we're going to take our lips and we're going to blow out like we're blowing through a straw. So like, not blowing candle, we're not. We want to just slowly, like you're blowing through a little hole, a little pinhole, straw. Okay, so deep breath in through the nose, into the belly, expanding the belly out. Exhale out the mouth, like a straw, blowing out slowly. So let's do it 3 times together, okay? Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. What this does is brings new fresh energy down into the belly. So into that first dantian, that first energy center. So that's where we need to get the energy. When we're all up here and we're emotional, we got to get the energy down into the belly to get the balance. So deep breaths into the belly. And when we're exhaling out, we're blowing out. Imagine blowing out any of that excess emotion, that stuck energy, that negative feeling, whatever has got to go, right? We're going to blow it out. Okay. So now we're going to utilize the sound with it. This is the fun part. And you want to make sure you have a bowl that has a long resonance, okay? So you may not get a lot of breaths in on one strike, okay? Usually I typically will get about 3 good solid breaths all the way to the end. We wait until the bowl goes silent before striking again, okay? So we're going to breathe straight through, eyes closed, focused on the breath, all the way to the end of the sustain. That means all the way to the end of when we're hearing the sound. If you want to take it further, you can definitely do that. Okay, like if you're in a good sweet space and you don't want to move out of it, stay there and just keep breathing. But for now, we're going to focus on using the whole sustain to breathe. It's not a race. You're not racing the sound. You're breathing slow and steady, okay? And just allowing the sound to do whatever the sound does, okay? So let's go. I'm going to leave it down here. I'm going to set it down, so I'm not holding it, but I'm going to keep this in my hand. The mallet is going to stay in my hand. So here we go. Good. And see, now we took it all the way to the end. And when you're done there, you can go again. You can strike again. And go right back into the breath. Into the belly and out through the mouth. Breathing in that life, that love, that new fresh energy into the belly. And breathing out all that excess stagnant or stuck or extra emotion, breathing it out. Good. All right. Now we can try with let's try with the chime. The chime is it's a little more high pitched, but this is something you set on, and this is something you can easily put on the side of your bed, or wherever you feel, it's easy access. You can take it around with you. You can't necessarily carry your bowl everywhere you go. Okay, so same thing. You're just going to strike the chime. And then you just strike again and go again. Not only does this help, the sound will help slow those brain waves down, but it also, it's neat to just kind of observe the sound. It helps take you out of the crazy mental space and gets you just kind of in the here and now, in the present moment. Just allowing the sound to do what it does as you move the chi, the energy, through your body with the breath. It puts you in power of your emotion. You are the driver, the controller when you utilize techniques like this. Very simple, but it takes you back to that centered space, that centered point, okay, that neutral space. This is always the place we want to come to when we're wanting to create or move forward. You know, before moving forward, like, right, we don't want to move forward when we're like, because then we're just going to create alignments everywhere, and it's not going to be in pocket. If we want to be at our best, right, and operating in alignment, then we want to make sure we come back to that centered space regularly. And it, like I said, will become it's like a muscle. The more you exercise the breath and you practice, especially that lower dantian, that breathing into the belly, getting the oxygen all the way down, because for so long, I'm telling you, unless you've been trained since you were a child, you've been breathing up here. So it's important to practice getting the breath down into the first energy center, because that energy center is what holds our life force, our yin and our yang energy. It holds all of our power and our balance. It keeps us balanced on this earth, between the earth and the heavens. So it's very, very important to our whole being. And so when we get that more in focus, more in alignment, we'll find that we aren't so thrown off of kilter in our emotions all the time, you know? And that's that. So maybe get your mom, dad to get you a nice bowl with a long sustain. I say you want to try them out. See which one you resonate with. Listen, when you go to pick one out, play one at a time and listen all the way through the sustain. See how long it goes. See if you enjoy it, if you resonate with it. And if so, that's the bowl for you. Same thing with a chime, or if there's a planet in particular, because these are planetary ones. It doesn't have to be planetary, but maybe there's a planet you like more than the other. Maybe that's what's going to be in resonance. Maybe you just need to try them out too. Either way. So today, that's our lesson in class today. Simple breath technique utilizing the sound tools. All right. I love you guys, and I wish you the very best. Until next time, peace.